So today we are going to be making some paper roses. Aren't these pretty?
Yeah.
Have you ever made a paper rose before?
I have never done that before.
No.
Any kind of paper craft?
I've done paper crafts. I've made tissue paper flowers before.
This might be a little more difficult, so we're going to give it a try.
I don't even know if I've made a tissue paper flower before. We've been trying to think if I have, but I don't know that I have.
Well, we're trying something new.
Awesome.
So first I want you to take your floral wire here, and we're going to be using a hot glue gun today, so you just need to be very careful while you're using it. The end will be hot, the glue will be hot, so you don't want to burn your fingers as we're dealing with it. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a clump of glue here on the end of the floral wire, right at the tip, so the flower, the petal pieces won't fly off the top. This is kind of like our stopper, kind of like you do when you're making a bracelet. You tie a knot in it, so this is like our knot. So you'll take your glue gun and just do some glue there at the tip and just kind of do it around. It doesn't have to be a ton, it's just a little bit. Okay. You kind of twirl it around there. Okay, and then let's just hold it up here for a second and let it dry. You got it there, Hannah?
I think so.
Ooh, do I have enough?
Maybe do a little bit more, maybe like a dot.
Okay.
I feel like my glue's gonna fall off.
When I looked at Hannah's, it looked like she got a lot. I didn't have much.
There you go. That's good.
All right.
Okay. So let it dry for just a second, and then you can lay it down on your sheet of paper once it dries there. That's by your glue gun.
I almost want to touch it.
Okay.
Oh, that's not really dry enough though.
Just one more second then.
I'm gonna twirl it.
Okay. It doesn't have to be a ton of glue either, because the hole's not going to be very big. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now you have a stack of papers here with a flower cut out, like a template on top, and so we're going to cut this template out. It'll make 4 layers, so you have 4 pieces of paper already cut out. So now we'll cut these out, and you go, it has these lines, you go all the way to the edge of the line, so we'll be able to fold the petals in. So just cut around this, and when you get to your clip, you can swap it off or take it off, so you can cut around that area.
That's the idea to have that clip.
Just don't cut too far down on the lines, because you don't want to make it to where it can rip when we go to fold it. Scissors cutting wheel for everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Could the girls that you babysit, could the older one, could she do this? Or is this too complicated?
Probably not. She's just 8. So I think this might, well, she couldn't use the hot glue gun.
Oh, that's true.
It
I
would
didn't-
not be.
I didn't think about that.
Pretty.
I just know she likes a lot of crafts.
Oh yes, we're always doing crafts. The Star Girls. Okay. Everybody getting close?
Well,
You're almost there. You're good. Did you get it?
yes.
A pink rose. That'll be pretty.
When you found favorite color, right? I'll speed up.
You're good. Take your time.
I was just enjoying the cutting.
It's relaxing, isn't it? Do something other than schoolwork, right?
I'm tired of studying.
Same. Same thing, yes. And now you can take that clip off if you want to, so your scissors won't hit it.
Yeah, I'm not my football.
I did too. I just swapped it off.
Almost there.
Okay. So you can get your trash out of your way. So now you'll take this top white piece off, and you'll see you have a push pin right here. I want you to be careful, but we'll take our push pin and you'll put it just right here in the center and just kind of twist it in, because we're wanting to make a hole through all 4 of the pieces of paper so we can stick our wire up through it. Get it? There you go. Is everybody done that?
Got it.
Okay, so now we have our flower petals. So now we'll take the green piece here and we'll cut out our leaf. It's not a very big leaf, but it'll do. On the roses.
Didn't think about that these were the leaves.
Looks like a star.
Fish.
A starfish. It does.
Speaking of stars, Venus is out tonight. It's a planet, not a star.
It is up in the sky tonight.
Do we cut these all the way to the middle?
You don't have to this time because we won't really fold this up near as much. You can just kind of cut this how you want it to look to give it a little personality, a little bit of your own touch.
Easier to cut one piece of cardstock.
Instead of several, I know.
Yes.
That's a lot to cut through. We could have cut it in layers, but that would have taken quite a while for us to do.
At the rate I was going.
We would have been here all night.
A lot of patterns too.
Okay, get it all the trash thing. Now we have our leaves and then our 4 layers of flowers here. So the first layer of the flower makes more like a triangle, kind of like the rose bud when you see a bud. So we kind of want to take our flower petals here and just kind of fold them in like this. You can use your fingers, but just kind of fold them in towards each other. You don't have to bend it, but just give it a little fold. It'll make it easier when we go to glue this part of the flower. I just kind of fold it with the tips of my fingers, just fold it up a little bit.
But you're not.
I'm not
squeezing,
folding it in half.
You're not squeezing it at all. No crease.
No crease, just kind of
Crease.
bending it.
That's a better word, crease. Makes it more delicate, I guess.
Okay. Oh, very pretty. So now we'll take our little wire here, our stem, and you'll put it down, like put it down into the flower until it reaches the top there. So see, it kind of holds it in place. Okay. So now we're going to start using our glue gun again a lot, and kind of have to be careful because we'll be pinching the parts of the flower together.
All right.
So for the first one, you want to put a strip of glue right here on the inside, on one of them. So you'll take it and you'll do a strip of glue right here on the inside, like this. You're kind of folding it together like a triangle. So see, it folds together like this, because we're starting to form that bud. And you kind of have a little bit of freedom in this. You can kind of make your petals look which way you want them to look. And as you glue it, kind of fold it up in towards the center like this, so we can start giving it that look of a bud.
Like that.
So fold it.
Like that.
See if you can fold it in like this. Yes, because then you're going to take the one that's next door to it, and we're going to fold it around it like this. So here you'll put glue on both sides. And we'll start to do that around on all of them, because you're going to just bend it around to make a bud.
Like that?
Yes. So now on the next ones, you'll do glue on both sides of the insides. So the insides of the petals, glue on both sides. You can let me know if you start to need another glue stick. I have some of those. So you'll fold it in the middle and glue it. Like that. Perfect. Okay, so now you'll take one that's on the opposite side of it and glue it. So you'll do the same thing, just the glue on the inside.
So the one next door to it.
And then the one
And
opposite.
it'll be like that?
Yes, so see how it starts to make the bud?
Oh, I had wondered how in the world we were going to get that shape.
And then you can just do the other two, whichever way you want to. But you still do the glue on the inside, on both sides. So now you still just keep doing the same thing, and you'll just keep folding it in whichever way it will go
Like just around.
around the outside. This is where you
This is
get to be creative. And you can refold it if you need to, like that.
Yeah.
You get to be creative with this part. Actually, with the rest of it, because you get to pick how you want it to form your own rose. I'll give you some guidance to get it started, but
You have a little small glue gun, don't you? The stick is.
yes, but it
Just,
leaks really, really bad.
I just wondered if the smaller glue gun would do better. I mean, this is fine. I just didn't know.
It doesn't really do better. That is pretty. Got your buds. Good job, a rosebud.
All right.
Okay, so now we're gonna put some glue around it right here around the bottom, so when we slide up the next petal, it'll stick to it. So you don't have to do a whole lot, but just like right around that wire, you can do just like a little bit of glue.
Does that
There
help
you
hold
go.
the wire in place too?
It does start to help the wire to be a little more sturdy. But then you take your petal and you just string it on there. Okay, so now we have that layer. So this time, so see here how the layers can like curve into each other like this?
Like that?
See how they bend in?
Mhm.
So we're doing that on this layer. So first we'll do some glue right here, just along the edge. Just pick any of
just
them.
on one?
Yes.
Are you doing it on just the straight edge or the curved edge?
Just anywhere on that edge. It kind of just, so this glue will help it stick to the bud part.
Now what do we do with it?
So you fold those two together like this, and then you just glue it on here like this. So kind of fold it in, and then fold it into the bud.
Now am I supposed
Good.
to have glue for it to stick? Did I go on the wrong side?
Yeah.
So do the glue right here on that edge, but that's okay. They can stick like that too.
Okay.
That way it
Yeah.
can stick to the bud. So see
Oh,
now,
one of mine is stuck.
we'll come back around.
Okay.
So now you just do the same thing all the way around. You'll do the glue on this farther one.
Like I checked that one.
That's right.
Okay.
So now you'll bring this one in and glue on its edge.
So if I don't put any glue on that side, will it stick?
It starts to give the rose that open look. You don't want to
Okay.
glue every edge
That makes-
onto the flower, because then it will just be
That makes sense.
all stuck. don't want that. We want it to be blooming.
Like that. It's not going to be.
Yes. And then the other layers will come up over it too to help reinforce it as we keep going. And then when you get towards the end, let me know and I can help you. That's where you start to just be creative. You just kind of fold it how you want to fold it. Okay, there you go. So you can just tuck it in there and then you can glue it to the other petal. That's where you have your freedom to be creative. Okay, let's see what's going on here. You got it? Hopefully it's leaking really bad. Ah, did you get that layer? Good.
Is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
Starting to look like a rose. See, mine bunches out too
Okay.
on the edges. Got it, Hannah?
Yes. I got a little slow there.
Okay. So, you good?
Yes.
That's works. So now we'll do some glue around the edge again to help hold in this next layer.
Put it on in the next.
Okay.
Oh no.
Did it fall out?
Yeah.
You can just stick it back up in there. Okay. Is that good?
I'll get it.
Okay. So this time you just do glue up the middle here where it kind of glues them together. You just fold them in like this.
With the glue right there.
Right, like where you cut.
Okay.
Did you see what I said this time? You're gonna do glue up the middle
Mm-hmm.
and then just kind of fold it in. Like this, just fold it in.
Okay.
It starts, and you do that at every cut. And it doesn't have to stick like heavy. But it just kind of gets the petals to start sticking together, but still with that loose look.
Where did you find this idea?
I found this idea on Pinterest. It's my best friend.
Best friend Pinterest.
I love Pinterest.
Me too. I didn't know where this came from.
I've always done the tissue paper flowers, but I thought that might be a little too easy for you too, because it's not that difficult and you're adults, so can't be doing a kitty craft. You gotta try a new craft.
She had great confidence in us, Hannah.
She did. I don't know if she should have.
How's
You're
it going over
good.
there?
It looks pretty. It looks like a budding rose.
It does. I think I'm making a mess.
It, with the glue, it feels like it's a little messy, but in the end, they end up looking really good. There you go. And you can put glue where you feel like you need to put glue for it to stick to. There you go. So I would just do like a little piece right here.
I'm gonna bring it on.
So
in
we'll
a
bring
little
it
bit.
in. There you go. And then just, there we go.
Is that close enough?
That is, because we're almost to the last layer.
Just gonna do that so I don't burn my hand.
So now we'll do the same thing again. Some glue at the bottom, around the wire. This is our last layer, so it doesn't have to stick too much onto the flower. But this time, you just do glue just like down in the crack. So like just like this.
Okay, let me catch up.
If that makes sense. And just fold it in.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
I think I was fighting my own glue strings.
So this time you just do it down in the little crack and just fold it in. This is just our last layer.
So kind of like last time.
Yes, you're just doing it just down. You don't have to do a line up because you don't want to glue the petals all the way together. So see how they kind of branch out. So then I'll do some glue right there.
Just right there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a dot.
Like a
big
dot. And you just fold it in.
Oh yeah.
Just fold right in there.
My glue takes a long time to dry.
And this, it can stick out some too. And not all roses look the same. It has the liberty to look like its own flower. Beautiful. It's looking good.
These are gonna be pretty. Oh, y'all are waiting on me.
It's okay. No rush.
I'm just enjoying this.
You got it?
Yes. I made mine more budded. Because I made one of the layers really tight.
There you go. That'll be good. Because then we'll put the leaves on there too to help push it up.
I think I still have one more. Or it came unglued. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna hold it a second because
Okay.
is that okay? Oh,
Yes. Very good. Okay, so now we'll add the leaves. So we'll do the same thing again. We'll punch a little hole in it so we can thread it with the wire. Okay. So then we'll do the same like we did for the rose petals. We'll add a little bit of glue so it will hold it in place. And then we'll just thread the leaf on there. Okay, and then you can kind of just bend, like do little bends in the
oh yeah.
little leaves to make sense.
Pretty.
Oh, damn. Yeah. But mine's budding, so if they're still coming out.
I love the pink.
Good
I did
job.
not realize you had pink. I would have probably
I actually
swiped
meant for her to sit there and you to sit here because she had said she wanted yellow. But okay,
Okay.
so let's all look at our roses.
Yay.
Hey, good job.
Let's see how similar they are.
They're all very different.
They really are.
Good job. Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Are we going to?
No, we're done.
Oh, we're done.
Because we went 23